Welcome to Dusk Review. And go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button to keep up to date with all my latest. And welcome to my second Dusk, as I've just put out a short on Dusk 82. Go and check it out, I'll leave a link down below. Review, and this time it's a retro FPS. And a very convincing old school FPS, which is to say it looks, and there are settings in it that you can make it more retro if you wish. But it also has that hard as nails, I want to tear pieces of flesh off my bones in order to complete this. Luckily enough, there is a difficulty settings, and I use them to almost full capacity. Anywho, as you can see, it's a FPS as I said, and you start off with like two scythes. Scythe? How do you pronounce it? Or is it like scythe? One or the other. And along your way you can pick up such weapons like your guns, shotguns, and even machine guns to truly mow those enemies down. And talking about enemies, there are a good amount of enemies to be strucken down as you continue through the game and levels. The controls feel kind of intuitive and old school both at the same time. With the basics of aim, shoot, you can even dual wield your guns and shotguns and the like. You also get a flashlight, which you do actually get to use, or as we say in Britain, a torch. And then there's a crouch, a jump, and a interact button, and this is to pick up things. And yes, all those boxes, you can pick them up, put them somewhere else, climb on them, and climb onto building bits and other things. The levels are a good size, and you can get to go inside houses and different buildings and sheds and things like that. But I found that some bits had like too much like open areas where not really much was happening. And this kind of like felt really bad sometimes when you had to go and look for a door key or something once you've killed everything around and you're just wandering around looking for said door key. This also applies to, and there are secret areas, but you have to find buttons and the like to open them. Although that's not such a bad thing in my mind, because I'd rather like things like secret areas and collectibles and things like that in a game anyway, because I think it just adds a little bit more layer to like the gameplay, you know what I mean? Adding to this, there are loads of other things that you can collect, like diamonds, other jewels, health packs, ammo packs and things like that, including your weapons. The addition of ender level nasties kind of like just ramped up the game slightly more as well, but these are incredibly difficult and incredibly hard to get past. I will and have to mention the soundtrack. It's pretty darn decent, very rocky. Dun dun dun. No, not that rocky. But yeah, I like rock music, and yeah, this kind of like heavy beats of the drums and things like that. Really, really cool, really good to kill things to, and really fun to play alongside. My thumb is up to the guy that made the music. The good. Decent gameplay with loads to pick up and loads to actually find, and secrets. That soundtrack, once again, thumb up. Mwah, you've done really well there. I like the fact that you can go more retro if you wish, and also dual wield weapons. The bad. The game did have a tendency to get a little bit samey, and also when there is so much on screen, no, it didn't slow down for me, but you could hardly concentrate on what's actually around you because there was that much clustering in front of me. It kind of like turned into a just shoot ahead of you and hope for best. The environments were quite good, but I found kind of static, and also these open spaces I didn't really like too much. And I realised people are going to say it's a retro game, therefore that's how it's meant to be. But there's nothing wrong with kind of like modernising it slightly, giving it a bit more life if you like. And now for my score. And although I said those things at the end, I think you might be surprised by me saying that I'm definitely going to give Dusk a 4 out of 5. For me, it's actually quite a decent game. Yes, it has its bad points, but it has so many good points as well. I played it on the level above the easiest level, and I also played it on the higher levels as well. And yeah, if you slowly creep yourself up and get used to those levels, it becomes more and more insane as you go along. But let's not forget what it's trying to do. It's trying to bring back that retro feeling, and it does it quite well. And as for my alternative, well, I could only name one game that I really enjoyed like this one, and that would be Strife. Kind of in a similar vein, but well, different looking wise and everything, and slightly different mechanics as well. But for me, definitely worth a check ski once you've completed Dusk. And as usual, if you have any thoughts on Dusk, then leave them down below. That's where they belong. And yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, why not help me out and do me a solid, hit that like and subscribe button, become a member of the Switchheads community by going to the community Discord, and you know, we're all friendly, it all helps out. And yeah, happy Halloween, because life is better when we switch together.